So, our cameraman is working. Our schedules are have changed a lot, so working together is not really a possible thing. We only really got one day, and then that one day we're both just kind of sitting on our asses. So, I just wanted to record some of the stuff that I've been doing on the side, and while I haven't recorded very much. So, you know, I've had a bunch of our projects and the motor that we're building, still kind of in the middle of that. So the big thing with this 6.5 was everything was working great, but the problem was that the transmission torque converter, because it was automatic, was starting to go out. It'd lock up and unlock and relock up and lock up. So my idea was might as well change out the transmission, since it's already got almost 200,000 miles on it. I decided to go with the manual transmission, the MV4500, which is sitting right here. It's all ready to go. I mean, the place I bought it from was one hell of a deal, because they did a conversion from the 4L80E, which was the original, to a NV4500, and I was able to keep my my transfer case. And they supplied flywheel, clutch, bell housing, pretty much everything except for the clutch pedal assembly, which is in the inside. So I had to specially order that. So I'll take a, if I can even get around. The shop's such a mess. So far I've gotten the flywheel, the clutch plate and pressure plate on, and the what's it called, the bell housing put on. I did learn that if you ever do a conversion like this, never dealt with doing a manual transmission clutch pedal before, but they actually give you this nifty little tool right here. It centers the clutch plate to your flywheel. So let's leave that back in there until I already put it in there. I also had to cut a hole in the bottom for the stick. I'll see if that even lines up. One thing I haven't really looked into yet is this is mostly the wiring harness for the automatic transmission. I mean, I've looked up to where the main wiring harness comes across, but it doesn't really show that there's a way to disconnect it, like a big disconnect. And then this one went hooked up partly to the other one, but this is mostly towards the transfer case. So there's that. They did mention in the kit that you might have to modify your what's it called, your drive lines, because of the how the transmission is actually shorter, slightly shorter. So hopefully I could reuse this one. This one actually is the front one. It's got plenty of room to adjust. The rear one's more what I'm worried about, because I put my 5-inch lift and it was already extended pretty much to its max outwards. So, and with the transmission being a little shorter, I might need to get at least 1/2 of it extended. So that's what's been going on. The kit's really nice. I believe it's from, I think it's High something. I have to look it up. High output, input, something like that. But either way, they basically supplied me with a rebuilt transmission. But I mean, this thing's so clean, it basically looks brand new. Messed around with it a little bit, like shifting it back and forth, and it feels like it came off the factory floor. And I mean, it looked like they painted it and everything, so I'm really excited to see what it's like driving it with a 5-speed instead of an automatic. I know it's going to change it drastically. But, oh, and one other thing with the upgrade, or with the conversion that I went through with this company, is they gave me a what's called a solid flywheel instead of a dual mass flywheel. The dual mass flywheel is actually the stock flywheel that the 6.5 uses, so they upgraded it to a solid flywheel. I'm not sure what the pros and cons are with that type. So it was about $3,000 to get this conversion kit, and they were and that's with a $500 core charge for the old automatic transmission, which I'm waiting to get back. So it technically would be $2,500 for a rebuild transmission and upgraded parts. So I believe that's a great deal, especially since if I didn't go with this new torque converter, how long would the automatic last, since I'm putting out more than stock horsepower and I drive this thing like it's a bat out of hell. So I'm excited.
Something's different in here. Can't quite tell what it is. Perfect. So, he's zip tying wires up because we don't need wires down there anymore. And we don't really feel like digging into the mess of the wiring system and actually disconnecting them. So we're just gonna tape them up and zip tie them up. Good to go.
Do me a favor.
Sure. Alright, everything's zip tied. And front drive line's on. He had to flip it around because it wasn't quite fitting the other way, so.
It goes on one way.
Yep, only goes on one way. He put it on the wrong way first. That's alright. We didn't drive like that, so.
I like how there's still a hole right here.
Eh.
I'll get a cover for it later.
Yeah.
Ah, shit.
What? Oh, loose.
I forgot I haven't tightened this yet.
Eh, who needs that tightened? Always make sure that you work on your engine while it's running. That way if something goes wrong, you'll know instantly, rather than having to wait until you start it up and then work on it later. First time it's moved under its own power since the new training. It's a brand new tranny too, so it's pretty stiff. Or, well, rebuilt. Oh, that sounds so good now.
Doesn't do anything. I have to find where the pin is, and like, yeah, I had to pump the clutch a little bit to get more pressure.
Probably because it hasn't been used ever. You're gonna have to get used to these gears.
Yeah, these are way different.
You start out in second.
No.
Okay. hill.
I'm excited